And welcome back to Lycan Studios. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. So, as you can tell by the title of the video, we will be looking at the final episode, episode number 6 for the plot leak. I think you guys have been enjoying this, but definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about doing videos like these. I think I'm going to try to find more plot leaks to cover throughout this long night. That way we can kind of just stay entertained, because even though it's complete fan fiction, I do think it's entertaining. But anyways, we're going to destroy episode 6. So yeah, make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you do enjoy these videos, and leave me a comment answering the question of the video. It's a pretty fun one today. Real quick, we do have to do the channel shout out today. We have my man Devin Kane. So everybody tell Devin you're the man. He left me a hilarious comment in the last video. So yeah, I just figured I had to shout him out today. So everybody say, Devin Kane, you are the man. Thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate it. Everybody make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you do enjoy the video. We're going to try for 100 likes on this one. I think I'm going to start setting a goal again, because yeah, you're clapping. Are you clapping? But anyways, see, Lila says 100 likes. Smash that thumbs up button. Can you clap? Good job. But yeah, also be sure to check out all the social medias if you want to. I've been super active on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all that great stuff. So yeah, let's jump into episode 6. So we're starting out the opening scene back in Cersei's chambers. Jaime is basically clutching her lifeless body, and yeah, he's sad about it. We do have some snow falling in King's Landing. He wipes the tears off of his cheek and begins to make his way outside. He walks around the corner, he sees Qyburn dead, but he does not see Euron dead. Jaime knocked his teeth out with his golden hand and drove Bronn's dagger into his chest, but he's not there. There are a few teeth and a small pool of blood, and the dagger is there too. He thinks that someone may have took his body, or God forbid, he's still alive. King's Landing is officially in a smoking ruins. Everything is burnt black with smoke rising from piles of rubble all over the city. There's still fires burning, and almost all of the Lannister men are dead. It says the Hound walks up to see his brother, which I can't wait to see how that's going to go down, just because obviously it's Clegane Bowl, but also because the mountain is really no longer the mountain. Good news is it did say that the Dragonfire was unable to ignite most of the wildfire that was deep below the city, which is a good thing. Then we have a pretty big scene. It says Dany and Jon end up walking up to the doors of the Iron Throne room. Dany enters while Jon looks on from the door. Dany is finally looking at the Iron Throne she so desperately tried to win back for her family's name. Now the Iron Throne resides in a city that is completely destroyed. She walks up to the throne and looks at it for several minutes, but she loses all interest to take a seat and walks back over the doors. When Dany exits the throne room, Jon asks her what she plans on doing with it now. She says she wants it burned. Melt the chair down. King's Landing will no longer be the capital of Westeros. I do like this. You guys know I am a big fan of breaking the will, and I do think that they will melt the Iron Throne down. So cool with that, 100%. I also do think it will coincide with the visions she sees in the House of the Undying. So yeah, I do like that. Like, the Red Keep will be all burnt to pieces. There will be snow falling in and around it. So yeah, I like it. They end up melting it down with wildfire, which is pretty interesting. I figured they would use Dragonfire, but nonetheless, still okay. Everyone gathers back outside and they decide to travel back to the Trident first. They want to go back because they lost a lot of friends and they want to give them all a proper burial. I honestly don't really think a lot of people are going to be traveling by dragon like they talk about in this plot leak quite a bit. I think there will definitely be Dany on the dragon, of course, and Jon, but after that, I don't think a lot of people will be riding dragons a lot. You know what I mean? I don't think they're just going to use them for transportation. But that's just me. I could be wrong. But anyways, they head to the Trident. It says when they get there, it looks even worse than when they left it. Tens of thousands of bodies are lying in the dirt and snow. They begin walking around through all of the dead bodies looking for loved ones and close friends. They come across Varys and Kinvara, who had both been burnt alive during the battle. Are you really thinking that they'll be able to recognize them too? I'm not too sure. It's really hard to tell the difference between charred bodies, you know what I mean? But anyways, it says Dany wants to take Varys with him. He stayed loyal until the very end. They also find Jorah Mormont and Beric Dondarrion's bodies next to each other. Dany begins to cry when she sees her closest and oldest friend laying dead in the snow. I do think both of them will die, but not like this. Not like this. I think Dany will actually see Jorah die. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit different. Jorah had died while he stopped the White Walker from throwing an ice spear at Dany and Drogon, which is very plausible. I do think that he will save Dany somehow, but I think Dany will see him die. I think that'll just make it more, it'll be more of an intimate death, I guess you could say. She wants to return Jorah to Bear Island to be with his family, you know, who doesn't even really want him. And then they also discover Grey Worm and Tormund. I do think it's a huge possibility that both of them will die as well, so yeah, I'm kind of cool with it. I do think it would be really cool if we do see some main characters turned into whites, though. What do you guys think about that? I do think it would be cool. So they're basically just combing through the bodies and stuff, and then Arya hears wolves howl in the distance. She turns around, looks off into the tree line. There's a massive pack of wolves, and Nymeria walks to the front of her pack. They look at each other. Nymeria howls, and the rest of her pack begins to howl. Arya smiles as the pack disappears amongst the trees. I do think the direwolves will play a really big part in Game of Thrones Season 8, so I do expect them to be back, and I expect a little bit more Nymeria and Arya action, I do believe. Good news is this does make Jon think of Ghost. He hasn't seen him since the Night King attacked Winterfell. He tells everyone to start to load up so they can head north. More dragon traveling, and they end up back at Winterfell. Several months have passed since the last scene. Winterfell is still in very bad shape. The Godswood was mostly destroyed. The castle was burnt. The walls are badly damaged and crumbling. Dany is pregnant, and it's time to rebuild the Seven Kingdoms. Oh yeah, Dany is pregnant. I do think that, you know, if they go by like actual, you know, human development, that Dany really shouldn't be visibly pregnant until afterwards, kind of like they're doing now. But a lot of people do think that she will give birth somehow in the first couple episodes or whatever, before the finale, I guess I should say, before the time jump, if they do give us a time jump. So what do you guys think about that? I think that they should kind of keep it like that. I think they should wait until afterwards, and that's when Dany has the baby. But I don't know, a lot of people think Dany will die, so how's it gonna go? How's it gonna go? But she's actually ready to give birth any day now. Jon and Dany have a long talk about how they want to handle things moving forward. They hold a meeting in the hall and allow everyone to voice their opinions on how the Seven Kingdoms should be ran in the future. This is a good idea. They take a vote and decide that each kingdom should be independent with its own council to rule over certain territories. I'm kind of cool with that. There will no longer be one king or queen ruling the kingdoms, definitely okay with that, nor will there be one person overseeing their own piece of the kingdoms. They take another vote and decide that Dany and Jon should oversee everything together until Westeros is stable again. They got to rebuild. They need crops. They got to do all that good stuff. So I'm sure most of you guys, you know, kind of could agree that if we do get a jump forward with Game of Thrones, it could very well go down just like this. I mean, I think it's easy to kind of think about, or they could just fast forward through all of that stuff and show us the outcome of all of it. So it's pretty, I don't know. It could go either way, really. I'm curious to see if we even get anything from the future, though. As soon as it ends, it may just be done. You never know. We may not even really get a future view, but I think we should get one. I think it would be pretty cool. They do end up legitimizing Gendry as a Baratheon in order to protect one of the major houses. I like that for sure. You guys know that I've talked about it in my King Gendry video, and they offer him his family's former seat. Jaime and Tyrion are offered the family seat at Casterly Rock. So basically, it still end up being kind of the same thing almost. But Jon does tell his family that once Winterfell is restored, he will be leaving and heading south with Dany. They're going to raise their child together on Dragonstone. Very, very interesting. I don't really get the feeling that Dany's going to want to go back to Dragonstone, to be honest. I think I can almost see her going back to Essos, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really know. Definitely not Dragonstone. He also tells him that he wants to marry Dany before she gives birth to their child. So I do think they will get married if they both live, but I also think that it will happen maybe before the end. Maybe they'll do like a secret type wedding, almost kind of like his parents. I think that would be pretty cool. He wants Sansa, Arya, and Bran to stay in Winterfell together. He wants the Starks to be in Winterfell. They'll wed in the Godswood in a few days. Even though the Heart Tree is destroyed, Dany says she wouldn't mind a traditional northern marriage. She already has had her hyped up Dothraki wedding, so I think she'll be cool with a calmer one. Then it sends Jon down to the crypts to see his mother and Ned. When he is down there, he will be reunited with Ghost. What was he doing chilling down in the crypts? I don't know. Hopefully Ghost stays more alongside Jon, but could they really put Ghost on the back of a dragon? I don't know. That would be pretty cool. I'm just kidding. That's definitely not happening. But anyways, his direwolf fled the castle after everyone escaped, but came back to the empty castle and stayed in the crypts until they returned. This will be very emotional for Jon. He might cry. He will look at Lyanna's statue as his mother for the first time, and he will reunite with Ghost. Sansa and Brienne will have a discussion about Brienne's duties. Sansa relieves her of her vows. She tells Brienne she is free to go home if she would like. Brienne says if Jaime is staying, she is staying. They both offer their swords to Sansa. That is super weird. Super weird. Won't happen. Can't see it happening. Plus, I do think that Jaime he'll be dead. Jaime says ice should never have been melted down into the Lannister swords. He gave his to Brienne so she could find you and your sister to keep you safe. So, yeah, I don't even think this is plausible at all. I think everybody almost has to agree that Jaime has to die. It just has to happen. Let me know if you think Jaime actually will live, because I just don't see it happening. And then I think Brienne's also possibly a toss-up as well. So then we just have some cheesy dialogue. Sansa's telling them to hold on to the swords and all that good stuff. Bran starts to get very sick. He is no longer having any visions, and ever since the Night King was defeated, he hasn't felt well. I do think they are tied together somehow, and it definitely could make him weak. It could mess with him pretty well. Pretty good? Yeah. Could mess with him a lot. There we go. Now that he's served his purpose, his powers are starting to fade away, weakening his entire body. It'll be similar to what happens to Jojen in Season 4. Theon and Yara decide to go back to the Iron Islands. I can't see both of them living either. Ever since Jaime said Euron's body was missing from the Red Keep, they fear he could show up again and start trouble. Cheesy. Show up again and start some trouble. He's a dangerous man, even wounded, and without men or a fleet. They set sail to the Iron Islands with their remaining men. Then we do have Sam and Gilly wanting to be wed, which I do think is pretty cool, and Sam also basically wants to adopt Little Sam and give him his last name. Dany and Jon tell him that they can return to Horn Hill, but they both volunteer to stay and help restore the kingdoms, you know, because Sam, I was watching the scene where, you know, Sam and, or well, I guess it's Grin finds the Night Watch cloak with all the dragon glass and stuff, and he's like digging it up, and Sam's like, help me with it, and he doesn't even do anything. So Sam's not gonna he's not gonna help restore stuff. What is he gonna do, build stuff? I don't see it happening. But anyways, I do think Sam will stay with Jon. I think that's kind of an inseparable pair. The Hound also decides to stay in Winterfell for the time being. If the Hound lives, yeah, I could see him wanting to stay, but I don't think he's gonna live. I think the Hound may be one of those characters that actually squeaks it out to the end. I have various opinions on him, but I think he might actually just squeak it out to the end. In one of the last scenes, Dany goes into labor. Sam and Gilly both assist her, and she gives birth to twins. Ooh, twins. That raises a whole discussion. I might actually make a whole video on that. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's actually plausible that she has twins? One boy with dark hair like Jon's and one girl with silver hair like Dany's. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty cool, but I just, man, I don't know. Both babies are given the Targaryen name. After Dany recovers from childbirth and is able to leave, they will go back to Dragonstone to raise their children. The last scene will show the last hearth and the car hold being rebuilt. Winterfell will almost be restored. Most of the snow is melted away in the far north. There will be people tending to their crops and people building farms where they will keep different animals. The fishing villages are lively again with different types of fish getting packed into barrels of snow and ice. The people of Westeros are trying to build a more civilized place to live, but will it last for long? What is this, an episode of Dragon Ball Z? All right, so there was all 6 episodes. So my main problems with this plot leak. 1, too many people are surviving. I do think I am kind of myself a little bit more on the happy side of the endings. So I already think I'm going to be wrong, let alone pretty much everybody living. Like Jaime, there's no way. The next thing is that there's too many off-screen deaths, like Tormund, you know, all those guys, Grey Worm, like those guys aren't going to die off screen. I don't think they're pretty big characters. We're going to see them die. I'm like 95% sure. Beric Dondarrion, he didn't even really do much. So yeah, I think there's going to be more story for him as well. And then the last thing is the fact that Bran and Euron are just 2 open book stories that we have no idea what happens. Like how are they going to let Euron just run around, you know, and live? God, if that happens, people are going to be pissed off, like really pissed off. If they leave big stories like that open, people are going to be pissed off. And I hope it doesn't happen. Yeah, those are just some of my main problems with this supposed plot leak. There's no way it's a leak. I don't know. I don't understand how people can try to pass this along as an actual leak. It's 100% fan fiction, and it's not even that good fan fiction. They literally just deduced what we can tell is going to happen or has a good chance of happening. So yeah, I think I could write a fan fiction and it be at least on this level. You know what I mean? So I don't know, guys. It's still fun to talk about. It's really fun to talk about and discuss, but I don't know. I'm not trying to sell you anything that's fake. But anyways, make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you did enjoy the video and the discussion. I do love breaking these things down, so I may try to find some more just because it's super entertaining, and it actually, I don't know, you can do a lot of content on it, so it's pretty cool, but I will never try to tell you that something is real when it's not. So anyways, this has been Lycan Studios. Let me know what you think about this. Make sure to answer the question of the video. I thought it was pretty good. I chose Ross for reasons. But anyways, we'll see you guys later. This has been Lycan Studios. Peace.